originally was going to dress like the killer, but I was too hot in red plaid.
Okay, it should be sitting up now. Okay. I will likely end up going out. Just it happens every time. Let's just prepare for it. You just go into audience questions when it does.
I know I'm bringing up your page right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll pull up on my phone.
Okay. Here we are.
Yep, we're here. Okay, everybody. Howdy, and welcome to my Bloody Judy live spectacular event, Liza with a Z. I am your host. We're your final forgets. I am Zachary Patton Garcia.
And I'm Ian Carlos Crawford.
Yes, and we are here to cover. What have we covered?
Fear Street 19 Part 2, 1978.
Yes, I'm a little frazzled right now, so it's gonna take me a minute to get back on the train.
It's all right, baby. I got you.
We'll let a couple people kind of fall in, and then we'll get started. How's everybody doing tonight? What is everybody drinking? What are you eating? How are you hanging out with us?
What are you drinking? What beer are you drinking?
What are you? The same one as always, Shiner. What are you drinking? You should be out of those things by now. What do you? How many do you have?
So I think the last time I said I was out of them, right?
Yes.
Well, I lied because I found 3 more in this drawer. Right. I found 2 that are like just have a little bit, which I must have drank during our lives before, and then one that's like completely full.
Well, it was a good purchase because it lasts you a good long while.
Right. Wait, even more than that. Here's a 4th unopened one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and a 5th. So there's 5 of them. Well, I definitely have been through 2, I think, 2 like packs of them. They're so cheap. And I like Fireball. I know people don't, but I do. You don't, right?
It's just I think I'm sick off Fireball too many times. Because it's usually one of those like I don't know, because it's not super expensive, is it? So it's one of those drinks that people just buy a huge handle of. So I've been
people being me.
A good amount of time. A lot of people. You're not alone in this.
If I stopped drinking every alcohol I threw up from, I would never drink any alcohol.
I can just taste the throw up now. We've got Dave, Clinton, Joshua, Jared, Darius, Frankie. What are we drinking tonight? Yeah, so Ian's got Fireball. You always can guess Ian's got Fireball. We're gonna make it a game for the next few lives that we ever do. For y'all to guess when Ian is changing up his drink.
I mean, also literally right here, this is from the lives we did at like the start of the pandemic. I have like I have 2 of these.
Smooth is good. Yeah, that one's smooth. I like that one.
I just feel like I don't know. At home, I don't like drinking. I don't like drinking at home. It feels like a commitment. So I'm like, oh, these aren't a commitment. These are small, and they'll get me like tipsy fast.
Yeah. How many of y'all have actually seen Fear Street 1978? How many of y'all watched it, and how many of y'all are just here for shits and giggles? There's probably gonna be a couple shits and gigglers, shitters and gigglers.
Jared, it's the first shot you bought it. Wait, Jared, it didn't come out that long ago. We have been of age for a while now.
I don't know if I know how old any of these people are. How old are y'all?
Do you hear that clicking on my end?
No. I'm playing
just in my headphones?
Is that it? I don't know.
No, there's like a clicking in my headphones. I didn't know if you could hear it. It's annoying, but I'm glad you can't hear it.
What is today, the 12th? Darius, tomorrow's your birthday, right?
Ooh.
Yes, Jared, I saw it yesterday too. I really wanted to watch it on Friday, but then we've been like bouncing around, and so finally got to watch it last night, and I'm excited to talk about it. Ian, did you watch it a second time today?
I only half watched it because I had like shit to do, but I like put it on as background.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 28, 33, 29, 24, 42. So we've got a good range here. Okay, I feel like we can get started. We've got a decent amount of people in here. So
hold on, I'm gonna do this first. Also, hi, Jonathan.
Are you gonna finish it? You finish that one off?
Yeah.
Okay. What did you feel? How did you feel about Fear Street 1970 in Carlos Crawford?
I will say at first I was like, I don't know that I'm gonna like this one as much as the other one, because I felt like the like critique I have, I guess, is that Katie and Simon were definitely still the most dynamic characters we've gotten so far. But this one was just like, this one felt, I kept like being like, oh, it feels like the Goonies, if Goonies were a horror movie, and like, instead of an old lady with a gun, it was like, a man with an axe. But I don't know. I just thought it would, like, if this wasn't part of a series, it still would have been a really good horror movie. Like, I guess they probably would have had to cut out some of the witch stuff because we don't really get a conclusion on that. So maybe that would have needed to change. But like, as a straight up horror movie, I felt like it really worked on its own. And like could have been any kind of horror movie that I would have liked. What did you feel, Zach?
I really liked it. I thought it was because I've been thinking about the first one a lot, and I think the first one, it really just like suffers because they have to pack so much setup into it. But I feel like after watching this one, it makes more sense that we don't have to get all that setup in this one, right? That this one can just focus on its story and so you know what, just fine for the first one. But I fucking loved this one. I thought it was so great. I love a story. I love a slasher, and it was cool to see them kind of blended up together in this one. I keep thinking, because I keep remembering that this is like, these are a bunch of young, like 18-year-old actors, and this is like, this is Netflix who does the Kissing Booth 3. And like, like this is what I'm thinking of Fear Street. It was like, it feels very young to me, but I just like, I still forget that they're like, yeah, it's going to be rated R. It's going to be pretty bloody. And like everything that happened to this movie, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't believe that.
When the first child was murdered, who like actually looked like a child.
Children are getting hacked up in this movie. Spoiler alert, everybody. You should know that by now.
When that one like precious, chubby, like little like preteen kid who was like the nerd, I was like, I love him and I want him to make it. And he gets like murdered first of like the young kids.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And I kept forgetting that that's where they were going with this. Because it does feel like a modern, like style. It's very like it's filmed in like the Netflix style, and like
I think this one didn't. I think that first one definitely felt like that. Like, I mean, I think I said on our live that it felt like Stranger Things with like a guy with a knife. This one kind of felt like more adult, even though there was more children in it. This one felt to me more like in the vein of what it was going for, of like 70s whatever horror movies, except for in all those 70s movies there wouldn't have actually been children actors, because these ones I had trouble, like the guys all for sure looked 25 who were like the counselors. So I was like, I'm not sure how old they're supposed to be. Like, are they supposed to be college age and they're taking care of the kids or whatever? But this one just felt more adult, even though, like you said, there are like children in it, but the children get murdered. I don't know.
They said, fuck them kids.
They really
they're not. But you know what? I like when a movie will go there, oftentimes we have those unwritten rules that the kids don't die, and I think it makes it much more horrifying and traumatic, and feels more true crimey to me if the kids did die. There's tons of stories about like, kids in cabins and tents and getting murdered and like being found the next day. And like, it felt like it added more to the town's lore. Like, I'm very invested in Shadyside now, like very, very invested. There were a few things about it that I kind of was confused on, but I think they were, I think I would have to watch it a second time to really like get all the rules down in my head, because I was questioning things like, why did this happen in the first one if this isn't one? And like, why were they after Sam? I don't understand why they were after Sam if they're after all Shadysiders. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But then like, I think it's just, there's a lot of lore there, but I think by the end of it, I kind of got it down a little bit better.
I mean, I still feel like I'm still kind of like, I forget that we're building to like the Shadyside versus Sunnyvale. Like, I kind of often was forgetting that, but I don't fucking care. Like, this was just enjoyable to watch. And this, like, it still continued the lore without being too heavy, but also, I don't know, I thought it I almost feel like this worked better with explaining it because it's like they're there, like they go to the witch's house and they see everything. So like there's not a lot of exposition because the exposition is within the plot. Like those two girls are roaming around and like, they get chased by the dude in the witch's like lair.
Yeah.
So like while it is exposition, it still like is part of that story that they are in. It's not them like just figuring, it's like they're at the thing where the thing is happening. You know what I mean? So I felt like it was able to like naturally flow into the movie without it being like story dump.
And I feel like it connected to the first one in a really great way, because in the first one they find the body, and this one they find the hand, and then we automatically know, hey, we're going to be joining those here soon. And so I think they did it really well on that. Finding the witch's house, I got so excited. It felt so Blair Witch to me. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit more Blair Witch, like they were going to find some shit in there, but it was still like super exciting to me. I am like a hit or miss on camp horror, because I think like some of them are just so bad. Like Friday the 13th movies, man, I will enjoy the first one. I might enjoy one in the middle and like Freddy versus Jason, but I'm not a Friday the 13th fan. I think they're so dull to watch, but so it's really hit or miss for me, but I think this did it just so well. I did not like Ziggy. I wasn't a big fan of Ziggy. Did you like Ziggy?
I liked her. She was the one I liked the most, I think.
Really? I thought her sister was so much better than her. Her sister should have lived.
I never liked the uptight one. I'm always like, yeah.
It makes more sense.
The twist was, I did think the twist was kind of stupid, but I knew that it was Ziggy that survived.
I thought it was Ziggy from the beginning.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, but it was like a twist.
Supposed to be a twist? Do you think it was supposed to be set up like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because even Dina is like, wait, you're Ziggy?
At first, when they both, because they got mangled at the end. We're going way out of order, everybody, but they got fucking mangled. It was like brutal. And I saw them both dead, and I'm like, if the bitch that's locked in the bathroom still is the one who survived, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah, during that scene, I was like, wait a minute, they're both like getting chopped to pieces. Who's the survivor here?
I completely forgot that like she dies and comes back to life. I guess CPR can fix everything. I've seen like a bunch of memes that like CPR is the band-aid they stick on all these deaths.
I will say that I did, when I was watching that, I was like, but that wouldn't fix that. Like he stabbed her a lot.
and all the angles, all the stomach angles. She's dead. And I knew it wasn't his sister. She got hacked in the heart, but I don't
also,
know.
That was maybe like a little silly, was like that sister, there would have been pieces of her. Like she wouldn't have been like fully formed, like to hold her sister's hand, because that was an axe going in her chest.
It was crazy. Yeah. I did like Alice. So I liked the sister a lot. The sister was probably my favorite one in this, and Nick, because Nick was very, very cute. And I had to look up his age just to make sure I was allowed to lust. And he's 24. Same, 24. He is a very handsome man.
He is.
I know, much better. I don't want to hate on older actors, but I mean, he's much better looking than the guy they picked to be the older one.
He was ridiculously attractive. I didn't know if he would be your type.
I did. I like some bushy eyebrows. He's got some not quite Eugene Levy eyebrows, but they're getting there. So maybe a few more years and he'll get there. But I liked them, and I liked Alice was the one with the short blonde hair. Is that her name?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. I liked her. I didn't like her at first when she was all same. Like, it's always really annoying when they're just like, oh, have some fun, man. Fun. But then when they started like giving her more character and more to work with, I liked her. I felt awful for her. Every time she would start explaining her trauma, the girl she was with would be like, you know what? I found the way out. Actually, I don't have time to listen to this. Let's this way.
Wait, so I'm gonna stop. Did you see the text I sent you?
No, I'm looking at it now.
I might be your AirPods.
Okay. Talk to people. I'm gonna go get my other headphones.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys in the chat, if it's Zach sounded choppy to you guys, but he was like sounding very choppy to me. And I think it might be the AirPods maybe not working, but also now I'm worried it was just me because no one said anything in the chat about it. But let me know so I can tell Zach, because maybe it is just me. Yeah, so he here watched it and like what was your opinion of it? Because I'm curious if all of y'all watched it. Anyone? I'm gonna have a little bit more alcohol while I'm waiting for Zach. What's everyone drinking too? I wonder if it was just.
What do they say?
Clinton hadn't noticed it at all.
Oh,
So I'm wondering if it's me.
Are your headphones charged?
I have my wired headphones on.
Oh,
but I'm wondering if it was me then, because Jared and Clinton both didn't notice anything.
Okay. Well, should I change it then? You think, or do you think I'm good?
Let me see. I'm gonna take out my headphones and see how it sounds. Wait, no, I won't be able to hear. Never mind. It won't come through my thing.
Are you able to like pick up what I'm saying as I'm speaking? Or
yeah.
Because you sound a little weird on my end.
Do I?
But I'm not. I'm sorry, everybody. That escaped me. Every time we talk about the witch and the devil, it happens.
I'm gonna try. Do you think it'll mess it up if I unplug my speaker and then plug it back in?
Try it. No harm, no foul.
Okay, it's definitely back because now I can hear you through my computer. You sound fine. I'm sorry, Zach.
I'm telling you, man, Shadyside cursed. We shouldn't be talking about this.
Now it sounds fucking about fine. That witch. Jesus Christ.
There's something about the witch. Okay. So I don't know. Yeah, where'd we leave off?
Sorry, sweetheart. I didn't mean to.
Oh, it's okay. You liked Ziggy the most. Which one did you like next?
I liked Alice. Yeah, I felt the same way you did about Alice, where like at first she was very annoying. Because it was like a little too much. There was like too much of like, I thought her and her boyfriend were just gonna get axed first. I was like, oh, these are the people that get killed first. But then I ended up really liking her because I liked that she was just like, there was kind of a reason she didn't like this former best friend that much, and we like eventually learned. I was kind of like, ooh, are they gonna have a queer romance? Like, was it like, I was thinking maybe it would be like, oh, we hooked up and then you stopped talking to me because you were goody two shoe. Like I kind of thought maybe because Alice looked like she could be queer. But yeah, no, I liked her. I mean, I liked the handsome guy, but he didn't really do that much. He was just handsome. And I liked the little chubby nerdy boy. I was so upset when he died.
Dead. He died. And not only him, it was all like the other little kids too. I was like, those
little kids when they're like counselor, blah, blah, blah. And then he just fucking hacks them.
And then at the end, you see them all lined up and it's just crazy, man. It was wild. We still don't know what happened to the girl in the bathroom. She got knocked out. And
that's what a critique I have. Because like she went back there for her. He comes in with the axe, kills the other dude, but she's just.
But I think she was Sunnyvale, right? So like she, I guess, was safe. Yeah. I do like the whole thing that they're setting up with Shadyside as being like, I don't know, everybody has like really shitty look into Shadyside. And is it just everybody's like kind of from this area and this is like learned behavior? Or is it, a witch's curse? I like that whole thing. And so
gotta be the witch's curse because that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe everybody's safe after this one, but I do think like I wish I would have had time to do a second watch before we did this, but I hope they do more of these because I feel like this trilogy is going to be really successful, and then I don't know, it'd be cool for them to kind of adopt other stuff or adapt other Fear Street.
Yeah, because it doesn't need to be like it should be like whatever, right? Like it doesn't all have to connect. It can just be like other.
Well, they haven't even been on Fear Street yet, have they?
That was the thing I was going to bring up is that we haven't really. There is no Fear Street, right? We haven't.
Yeah.
Like, which is weird, but I mean, they don't really need to. It could just be that's the name of the series. But like, I would prefer because in the books it was like a street they lived on, wasn't it?
I thought so. I really want to revisit them. They're super expensive right now. So I'm totally waiting until all this dies down. I'm probably gonna.
You can get some of them in store. We have some. I made a display at work. Yeah.
I might get some of those for me then, because I didn't see any here. The Grady Hendrix book comes out tomorrow.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
Yep, sidetracked, but I'm very excited for that. I don't know. I liked it. It was a good like camp movie. It was so much better than the first one too. And I didn't dislike the first one. I really liked the first one, but this one was just like I feel like it was just incredibly focused. It felt really focused, really well made. All of the characters felt realized enough. And I don't know. Yeah, I liked it. Like the opening with her getting held and burned is like it just felt like brutally real because like sometimes kids fucking do shit like that. You hear those stories of like the friends who will like lure their one friend into their car or something and take them off and like beat them up or kill them or something like that. And that's what it felt like here. And
and this also felt like something we would have seen in a horror movie back then. Like it reminded me, not that it was but in the vein of like Carrie, where it's like, oh, they're like harassing, like being really awful to our main character. And like, the horrors of kids being terrible was what we were seeing here. And I appreciated seeing that. I also appreciated that the girl that fucking masterminded it nothing bad happened to her, except for she got some bugs on her.
Literally nothing. I didn't understand the hate towards Ziggy so much that everybody was like, one, calling her a witch and shit like that. Like everybody was on that shit. And two, there were no consequences for the other kids who like literally burned her. They burned her, but then they were like, she can't go home though, because then she's going to tell that somebody burned her.
And it's like, but what? She'll still have that burn. Like
exactly. And then I loved how they put I forgot what her name is. The girl who killed all her friends in the 60s, how her mom was in this too. As the nurse, the nurse, and she was kind of like, because you need that kind of plug so that they don't have to figure everything out themselves. They kind of have a ready-made map here, and that was perfectly fine with me.
And that she actually was trying to save them by trying to kill that dude. Like she knew what would happen, so she was like, I got to kill that guy before he kills all these kids, but kind of didn't work out for her.
But y'all always understood it. I understood it. Plot forward, but it always annoys me because I'm like, take a second and explain it to them. Explain why you're about to stab him. Yeah. What name on the wall? Where is the wall?
Like they don't know what the wall is. Tell them what you're talking about. I did think that I was like, oh, is she possessed? But then no, it was just that she was trying to like save the kids. No, I just thought this. Yeah. You froze, but I could still hear your audio. All
right.
I mean, this just really was like a fully formed horror movie. In the way that it almost made me like, you know what I mean? You and I, we liked the first one, but we did have a lot of critiques, right? Yeah. And I felt like this made me like that first one less, just because it was like, oh, but this one is so good and so much better. Yeah. Like I realized what like the first one could have been. And I think the first one was missing more kills and more characters that were actual characters, right? Because it was just the four of them.
Well, and I think the whole reason the first one just didn't work is because they had to focus so much on setup, which I am glad that they sacrificed the first one to do that. And then we got this one because I mean, if they had put some of that setup in this one, it just would have been more of the same, it was already teetering a little bit just because they were like, we don't have to be explained that, she cut off the amount of times they said that the witch cut off her hand.
Yeah, they said it
a lot in this movie. So it's like, we get it. I get it at this point. I know. And I knew that the fucking tree was in the mall. I knew it from the first time I saw the tree in the first movie.
Wait, what do you mean it's in the mall?
In the mall, though, where they, at the end of this one, they buried or they dug up the hand and it was underneath the tree that was in the mall that the girl died at.
Oh, right.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that tree, I'm like, that looked like a hanging tree. So.
Zachary knew.
I knew. My parents have a tree in their backyard and it looks like a hanging tree. I'm like, there was probably a witch that hung from that at one point, and it feels. I feel the energy. Feel it. One of the branches actually fell off. This like a huge branch just fell off. I guess last week or something like that, and the whole tree's gonna come down at some point.
Oh, Jesus. Well, so like this very much felt like what Ryan Murphy would want American Horror Story to be, I think. Like it had like a plot. It felt like we got the exposition without it being too, I could see someone getting annoyed with it, but it didn't bother me. And I guess it didn't really bother you either. Cause like it made sense that they were trying to get out. So they're reading the journal and figuring how to get out of the tunnels or whatever.
Yeah, it did at times also feel like they were to come up too early. So it felt like they were stuck down there for a lot longer than probably should have been. But like, whatever, ignore some things. I think it's a very small critique.
Especially in like this type of horror. Like it's not like it's Hereditary. It's like
Yeah.
a movie with a guy with an axe killing people at a camp. So like,
Let me tell you, I would not have figured out that cave was dipping and turning like they thought it was. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then what was the thing in the middle of the cave? Was that a heart? Because my first instinct was stab it. Just stab it. And it'll be okay.
I mean, I was like, oh, these two are going to be murdered here because it looked like when they blew up the monsters in the first one and they all kind of congealed back together. So I was waiting for like a hand to grab her and like it be the hand of like the girl that sliced everyone, or like one of the, like how at the end all the monsters came out. But I thought that's what that was, like, oh, one of the monsters like coming together.
Yeah, I almost wish they would have, because when she touched it, I liked the idea of it driving her a little bit crazy. And I kind of wish she would have just stayed crazy, that it would have like really fucked her up for the rest of her life or something like that.
That brings up one of my critiques of the movie, is that I don't understand who gets cursed and who doesn't, because all of them touch that fucking thing.
That's what I'm talking about, the rules. I'm still trying to figure out these rules in my head.
Because like, why did he get cursed, right?
Yeah, it's... Because I'm telling you, man, I didn't understand why, like, because in the beginning, they made it a point that Samantha she had a bloody nose and it dripped on the little surface.
Right. And then she, yeah.
But her name was written at the very end. But then they were all after her instead of all of the other Shady Siders. So, like.
Right. Like in this one, that guy's name was on it, but he became possessed and killed everyone else. In the first one, her name was written on it, but then they all came after her to kill her. Like she didn't.
Weird.
Yeah. The rules are very like, just go with it. It's a horror movie.
The lore is still very rich here. So I'll give it a pass. I am like kind of concerned going into this last one because I'm telling you, man, it looks like it's going to be a whole tonal shift, and like,
yeah,
following this one up, I feel like it's going to be pretty hard. And one thing I do not like is a bunch of the characters we've seen already popping up in new roles, like,
I like that
as characters from the past or something. I think that's so stupid. And so I hope I like it. Because I'm seeing all these people popping up and I'm like, okay, Kate, Simon, we see you. I get it.
Simon deserved justice.
I get it. And Dina's gonna be Sarah Fear, and she's gonna see how she was burned, and she's gonna sympathize, and she's gonna be like, I understand now. It's okay. You're okay. And they're gonna touch.
I think it'll be like The Ring.
And then it's gonna be good.
I think it'll be like The Ring,
where she like saves the body and it's fake out.
Thinks, and she's like, "Oh, look, I did it. I saved her. I got the body out. We're finished." And then the fucking witch comes and still kills them all. That's how I would want this to end. I do kind of
hope so. I hope so, because I like the fact that maybe the witch is just an evil bitch and she just wanted to kill everybody. And
like Samara, and it was like, oh, her mom killed her and she should have killed her, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think that'll be better, because if they're gonna, and I guarantee they're gonna do more. I bet they're gonna do more of these. So if they are, but they can't keep the witch lore the whole time if they do more. Like, other stuff has to happen.
Do other stuff. It doesn't have to be the witch. Because the Fear Street was a bunch of random horror movie stuff.
I really want to see, because they have R.L. Stine like to write a lot of evil cheerleaders. I would like to see like a group of like cheerleaders who just like kill people or something like that. I would love to see that. I think we are so overdue for as the stereotypical like, popular cheerleader girl. We need one of those.
I'd be into that. And like, I mean, now they could just set it in modern times, right? They just like have it be in modern times, and there's a bunch of different horror movie stuff happening. Like, that's fine.
Yeah, I'd be all for it.
And in fact, I think like starting the first one in the 90s and having that be the quote unquote most modern, like leaves it open so they can do more. Like they could do one in 2000, one 2010, one 2021.
Yeah.
No, we didn't like that idea.
No, I like that. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about something else. I do like that idea. I was thinking about these characters versus the characters from the first, because I do like all the characters from the first. I really do. But I liked these ones more. This cast of characters better.
It just was just more. There was more characters, and I feel like that's what the first one needed.
Yeah, and didn't all these people, like you said, you were missing from the first one, that their sort of relation and connection, that like they didn't have any chemistry together. It didn't feel like, but it felt like all of these people knew each other and had history.
Yes.
I don't know. I kind of wish that these would have been the characters were kind of follow through the whole thing, but whatever. I don't. Did you understand the time thing? Why she had like 50 clocks?
No.
In her house. I didn't understand any of her like rituals or anything like that. It felt like very PBS Laurie Strode.
Yes.
Like Laurie Strode light.
Because I thought it was just like, oh, she's very paranoid now. And like that was the reason. But then they do make a comment, right? They say that it's because of the witch that she has those clocks. And I was like, okay, well.
But then also, she didn't explain if anybody had ever come after her again. Like,
right. We don't understand. But I guess it's supposed to be because to them she's dead. But then again, like you said, okay, but then why does she have those clocks? What does that have to do with the witch? If they think she's dead, so they're not coming after her, I don't know. I mean, like we said,
still confused.
there's a lot of lore. Some of it's good, some of it's not so explained, and
I think that's just the problem with it, is that it's not as explained. And listen, I understand.
Oh my God, you freezing at I understand. So Zach is frozen. His eyes are shut. He's about to tell us what he understands. He'll be back soon. Oh, there you are. You're back. You're back.
Okay, good.
Your arms are dancing.
I understand.
Oh my God, did you just freeze again? You're back now again. Quick, you understand what?
I understand that it's hard to set the rules.
Great. You froze right at the end of that. I'm going to have a little bit more fireball. Jared, John, how's everyone doing in the chat? How are we all doing? I actually just put up a fierce. Oh, Zach's back. I work at a bookstore. I think Jared and John know this. I work at a bookstore, and I did a display on Fear Street, which we only had like one of each book, so I'm wondering if, because I didn't work this weekend, if it all sold out. But I'll clean out my display for you, Zach, when I go to work tomorrow.
There you go. Do it. I really like, so the ones that I really like are the Fear Street saga. So there's like 3 books, and it's like the Betrayal, the Burning, something else. There's a 3rd one. I like those ones. So if you have those ones, pick them up for me.
I know we have
a little bit of money.
3 that are like, it's like 4 books in one. We have like 3 of them that are like that.
Yeah, I really like that one. I don't know. Yeah, this is a good movie.
So what did you think about the kills? Because this is, I remember my issue with Katie's death was like, it was just so brutal compared to like everyone else just getting stabbed. The thing I liked about this was like, everyone was kind of murdered the same way. It's like, he got the axe, everyone's getting axed. And I liked that. I mean, this sounds like bleak, but I liked that like the murders were fairly consistent. We weren't going like a middle hour of the movie with no fucking murdering, which was an issue I had with the first one. But again, I think it's just because there were only 4 characters, right? And then, okay, those 2 nurses died, but like, who gave a shit? They weren't like fully formed characters we cared about. So I think that helped for me, at least, like up the like stakes, because it's like, oh yeah, everyone here is getting murdered. Everyone, like the children are getting murdered, the counselors are getting murdered. And yeah, I don't know, that it makes the stakes feel higher if like everyone's free reign. And going into it, we're told, which is not quite true, that only one person survived. And while many more than just that one person do survive, that still made it more like you're waiting for all these murders and they are happening, you know, like you said, like the kids are killed. Like he goes in there with that fucking axe and those 2 like little kids are like, what? And get fucking chopped up.
I kind of wish, I forgot that the newspaper clipping. I forgot the newspaper clipping said that she died and then was brought back to life, which how the fuck do they know anyway? Like, how do they know that? I thought it was literally like she was pronounced dead at the hospital or in an ambulance and then came back. And then I kind of wish that everybody had died. Like it would have just been her or something like that. Maybe her and just Nick. That would have been really cool.
I did when like the hot dude after having sex, good butt, by the way, when like he encounters the like other guy, I was like, oh, he's about to die. This is where he dies. And then when Nick Good was
which one are you talking about? Which butt? We've seen 2. We see 2 in this movie.
I thought they were both good, but the like jock dude's butt.
I liked his butt, and I like that he scratched it, hot and bothered when he took an itch.
I understand. That camp, there's no air in that fucking cabin.
Darius, go watch the movie just for that. I'll give you a timestamp. It was a very nice ass.
I kind of was like, so when they were talking, I was like, oh, this is where that hot dude's gonna get chopped up. Because he just had sex, but then he like tells him to go get the kids, and I was like, oh, he's gonna axe that bus's tires, and that bus is gonna fly off the road. But then they all made it.
They kind of just left. I kind of wish Jock Guy in a towel would have had a chase scene in his towel. Like it would have been nice. Right. It would have been nice. Give us something like that. I guess Puritans maybe. Hopefully the Puritans will be a little frisky.
I know what you did last summer is apparently the only time we get like a hot dude in a towel chase scene.
I guess so, but I think the kills were just like they were brutal, and they were. I couldn't tell. See, this is why I need to, because I don't remember. This is why I need to watch it again. Were they practical effects or were they digital? What do you think?
I think they were both. Like,
okay,
the girl after she's done having sex with the hot jock, like that was definitely like not practical because it's like he's slicing into her and we're seeing it like chop off part of her face. But I think most of it was probably like makeup and stuff because like you can do that easily with like stabbing. And like. I don't know. It also like this sounds stupid, but they felt like a little bit more realistic because it was just an axe. There was nothing like bombastic or like it was just like him with the axe.
I also kept being axe is very used weapon in my hair.
I can kind of hear you.
Never doing this again. I just am not doing the last one. I quit.
This was your idea.
I quit.
We're doing great. You'll come back in a second, I'm sure.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. It looks like you're kind of coming back video wise.
Okay. As long as you can hear me. Okay. So I think the way he got the bag on his head, I was a little lackluster for me. I was like, and then it like just he turned around and it was perfectly formed onto his head. And I'm like, that's so stupid. Whatever.
But that's like his origin story. It's like in Friday the 13th. I thought that was like very much that.
I guess I would have been just fine with just his face.
Yeah, like we didn't need it, but I, made him scarier.
Yeah. And then there was other killers there too, but I didn't remember those. Were they in the first one too?
Okay, the like weird small guy who stabs the other sister to death, who has on like the weird baby mask. That guy creeps me out. I'm like, that reminded me of the Strangers, and those masks do like creep me out. And because I was stoned and it was night, like late at night when I was watching it, I like turned down the volume when he came out. I don't know why, but I was like, oh, this guy's creeping me out. So I turned the volume down as if that makes him less creepy, as if he was talking even.
Yeah, I don't know. I really want to see the girl from the 60s. I want to see like a whole flashback scene for her or something like that, because I just don't feel like they're playing her up a lot and she's creepy enough. I was thinking that actually. I was like, oh, cool, we're going through all the killers. And then I was like, wait, no, we can't because the next one is in 1666. But I guess maybe they could show like a longer flashback or flash forward because of 1666. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like if we're gonna see all those killers, we should get more of like their story, right? Yeah, and so if they do another like Fear Street trilogy or an episode or more single movie, how would you put that together? What would you want to see?
I actually would want to see one in modern day. And I feel like I like what you said. Like there were a lot of like evil cheerleaders. Like give me something like that. Mm-hmm. What would you want to see, Zachary?
The cheerleaders. That's 100% what I would want to see. I want to see cheerleaders, and because I remember one of them, he did the evil cheerleader or something like that. And I remember like vaguely reading that one, and it had like a school bus in it, and just I don't know, it was really good. So
there was a school bus, maybe.
It's just like that imagery, like
t-shirts.
Yeah, it's that. Here, you know what? I'm gonna look it up. I want to see what it's actually called. Fear Street Cheerleader. I was fucking obsessed with those books, man.
Do you know that my best friend Kim, also was obsessed with them, and she hates horror?
Yeah, they were just like they had something corny about them that I really liked. I like when I used to, when I was younger, one of my favorite things about older horror movies was how everybody talked, and like they sounded super corny when they talked, and like I don't know. Like they all sounded whiny and like, I don't know, there's something about him. And every time I would read his books, I could always hear that in my head.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first evil, the second evil, the third evil. That's the trilogy. I also like those ones too, if you find those ones there.
Oh, am I taking orders?
Yes. This is the Scholastic Book Fair.
Yeah. Remind me by like sending me a text.
Yes. Dead evil cheerleaders from hell with zombie boyfriends. That would be no boyfriends, no boyfriends. A bunch of just cheerleaders. Just cheerleaders. No boyfriend. They kill men. They kill boys. Cast Megan Fox. We'll believe it. We'll believe she's 16. I'll suspend any disbelief I have.
I feel like just make everyone else her age and then it's fine, right? If all the other teenagers are her age.
It would have been great for a Fear Street. Let's be real. Like Megan Fox would have been spot on for a fucking Fear Street movie. They should cast her as like a final girl for something.
Well, I feel like she could be in Fear Street as like a very hot young teacher.
She could be. I don't know. I'm curious to read this Final Girl Support Group because maybe she could be in that one. We just went to a bookstore the other day, last week, and I got. So do you know Riley Sager? I think I'm saying his name right. Yeah, he had the book Final Girls. Yeah.
I
Okay.
read
So
it.
he has.
Yeah.
Okay. So he has another one called Survive the Night or something like that about did you read that one?
Mm-mm.
If I forget you work at a bookstore, you've seen these. You see these.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not telling you anything, dude. For the audience, yes, he has a book called Survive the Night that I want to read pretty soon because I didn't like Final Girls all that much, but Survive the Night, I have high hopes for it because there was a movie kind of matching that, and it's like a girl who's in college and they have like those boards in the 90s where you grab a number and it's like a ride share thing and people are just going home for the holidays and stuff like that, and so that's how kind of this one is.
Yeah, I read the back of it. I liked Final Girls. I read because I was like, ooh, this sounds like the book that I'm trying to write, right? But then I read it and it isn't, and the twist I didn't like, and I don't know. It was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like to trash books, especially.
Yes,
but just wasn't my favorite.
I don't like trashing content in general because there's so much that work that goes into it from people. Like, people put their heart and soul into writing a book or making a movie and stuff like that.
But with a movie, I feel like at least there's like 10 other people, so it's not like one person's fault. But like with a book, it's like the one person. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And as someone who would like to write a book someday or get a book published, I would definitely have my feelings hurt if people were trashing my writing. So
listen, man, I like want to write horror so bad. I'm just like, I don't even know what I would write. I don't even know what I would write for horror.
I do. I know what I would write.
I know what you would write. Somebody said cheerleader coach. Can I use my Scholastic rewards to buy Silly Putty? Yes, you can. I don't know what you're using the Silly Putty for, though.
What? It's Silly Putty, Zach. What does anyone use it for?
I used to clog toilets with that. I used to buy it. Yeah, I used to get it and take it to school and clog toilets with Silly
You delinquent.
I know. I used to. Did you ever wet paper towels and throw them on the ceiling? I used to do that.
No,
too.
I was a very good kid.
No, I got spanked one time at school. I guess because
at school?
Yeah, by my teacher. My
what?
teacher, Miss, what the fuck was her name? I don't think it was Miss Cotton. It might have been Miss Cotton. It's my third grade teacher.
I thought you said Miss Cock, and I was like, excuse me, what is going on?
Yeah, Miss Cock. Played by Megan Fox.
What?
I don't know. I'm very into this type of horror, though. I am in a huge horror. Like Fear Street, I will say, put me back in like a very heavy horror mood, though.
Yeah, same. So, like I wanted to get back to writing my horror books. So I was like,
I'm like consuming anything and everything horror right now. But,
we can do some watches without covering.
We can.
I really want to see The Werewolf Within. That's the movie that's been at the top of my list.
And is that okay? So I'm confused. Is that set in? Is that the story they told in Scare Me? Because he made it.
I was gonna say, I hadn't thought about that, but it is that guy. Like he made it. But I know it's also based off a very popular board game that we had at work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it could, right? It's still no,
it
because wasn't there a werewolf story about like a family? Wasn't it like it's the dad or something?
It was like a vigilante werewolf hunter.
Right.
I don't exactly know what this one's about. You need to go watch Making new one. What is it called?
The new
Till
Meghan
Death.
Markle movie, yeah.
No, Megan Fox.
I know.
Good. It was really good. It's well worth the watch. Yeah, I think it's like $6.99.
I'm so bad at watching movies by myself. Like I mean, I'm codependent in general, which you know. But like, especially when it comes to movies, I'm like, I want to see it with someone. I don't want to watch. If I watch it by myself, then I'm absolutely almost never paying attention.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
See, Alistair doesn't like to watch a lot of horror movies. So when I'm in a mood like now, all I want to watch is horror movies. And so, but I feel like it's fair. I'm gonna bitch about my husband for a second. I watch a lot of fucking shows for this man. I watch a lot of shows, a lot of episodes. I feel like he'll like list one title and he'll be like, it was only one thing we watched. And I'm like, yes, but there were 7 to 10 episodes, like hour-long episodes. Like I feel like you can watch a couple horror movies. But
he did put a ban on any like contemporary supernatural stuff because of the one book we read that he didn't like.
Yes, he's just not a horror guy, and that's fair. It's fair, but I'm like in a big horror movie.
Well, that was always my problem.
We should do that.
We should. That was always my problem. Even when I lived in New York and I would have roommates, none of my roommates liked horror movies. Like my straight best friend Kevin, he'll get like spooked easily, so we would watch. Like he would watch a type of horror movie that you and I also love, which is like Hereditary or something like that, because he's like, he went to school for film, so he can like at least get on board with that. Cause like, I mean, right, that makes sense though, right? Because they are a different breed of horror, right?
Yeah.
So he can like get on board with seeing those type. Like we watched The Babadook together, and It Follows, because those are more, it's not like horror. They're not, it's not gory. It's not like, so he would watch those, but he wouldn't. Any like, even if it was something that I thought was stupid, but I wanted to see that, like he wouldn't watch it. He would get too spooked.
But I feel like even like Babadook and Hereditary and stuff like that, like that's even more niche than just a standard horror film. So that's surprising.
I mean, I think they're scarier than a normal, but I guess because they're like more like films,
I've shown the Babadook after I first watched that. I thought it was like one of the best movies I'd seen in like a long time, and I showed it to like everybody who could, and nobody liked it as much as I did.
Zach, I have met so many people that don't think it's good at all, and I'm like, I don't understand what movie you watched, because that movie is very good and very stressful.
They're like, when does something scary happen? When is it gonna happen?
But it's
when
scary.
Is it gonna jump out? When is it gonna jump?
Like my roommate and I, we watched it together. I guess it didn't really go in theaters, right? Wasn't it like straight to like rent?
If it did, I didn't see it in theaters.
Because we watched it in our old apartment in Brooklyn, and I remember both of us, like he slept on the couch in the living room for like 2 days, and I would sleep with the lights on because like I had a very small closet and everything was like hanging on the door, and I kept thinking I was seeing the like shadow of the Babadook, like she kept seeing, and I thought that movie was like scary. I don't know, so many, but yeah. Kevin and I would be like, oh my God, you all have to watch Babadook. People would be like, we saw the movie. It sucked.
Yeah, no, it was good. Good. But me and Alistair, the last one we watched together was this one. But the one we watched before that was, because on my birthday, I got to watch whatever I want. So I think we watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning, the one with Bomer.
The one with who?
And Matt Bomer.
I didn't know
who that is.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize he was... The one with the woman from the faculty who's like Cordelia Chase Light, right?
No, I don't remember. Matt Bomer wasn't in the faculty, was he?
No. In the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the beginning.
Yes. Okay, Jordana Brewster. Yes.
Yes.
He's very, very good looking in this movie.
I guess he wasn't that famous when that came out, right?
But no,
so I
don't even think he was out yet. But we watched it, and it was a hard watch. It's one of my favorite Texas Chainsaw movies, just because like stylistically, it's just like Texas Chainsaw. But I didn't remember how fucking gory it was, and then we watched it, and we were eating pizza, and I at one point dipped a cheesy bread into some marinara, and I looked at it, and I'm like, I can't fucking eat anymore. Like this is disgusting, and I've never had that happen for a movie before. That's
funny. I would assume that you would be very like, doesn't affect you.
It does not affect me. It does not affect me. Just for some reason that night, it was just like, I cannot.
I do. Have you ever heard of, God, what the fuck is the name of the movie? There's like 2 movies that are Westerns. One is a horror, one is not. And I always confuse them. I want to say Hacksaw Ridge is the name of the horror one.
Well, Hacksaw Ridge is not a horror movie, and it's not a Western. It is a war movie with Andrew Garfield.
Yep, then it's not that movie.
I feel like you're not even on the road.
I always say Hacksaw Ridge, but it's not Hacksaw Ridge. No, it's like set in the Midwest in the cowboy times, and the guy who played Toad in like 2 of the X-Men movies gets like stripped down naked by these like native folks, and they like cut him from his taint up, and they just split his body in half. That is the only scene that's ever like like we were Kevin and I had ordered pizza or some kind of food, and that was the only time I was just like, why are they making him naked? Why are they flipping him over? Oh god, they have an axe, and then they just like split him down. And that's the only time I've ever been like that grossed out.
Yeah, the first Texas Chainsaw with Jessica Biel, we watched that together, and they did that to him too.
But he's not naked. It's like
he wasn't naked, but yeah.
Bone tomahawk. Thank you, Steven. Yeah, that movie is ridiculous and boring, but like that scene is so gross. It just him being naked makes it worse because it's just like you see it hit his taint and it's what.
Yeah, Bone Tomahawk and Hacksaw Ridge, same thing.
Thing. It sounded kind of like
Aliens versus Cowboys. Let me tell you, I'm a fan of that movie. I do like that movie. Did you ever watch that one?
I've seen parts of it.
Okay, it's a bad movie, but I did like it.
All right, I think my speakers. I'm gonna unplug and plug back in real quick.
Go ahead. Do you plug into your microphone?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've never tried that. I don't know if it worked or not.
If I don't know what my settings are, but if I don't have headphones in, it won't come out through here. Like I can't hear anything.
That's interesting.
I don't know. We're both a mess tonight, apparently.
Oh my gosh, such a mess. And you know what? We were fucking on time. We were ready to go. We had everything set. It was all good. So you know what?
It was like he's gonna shit his pants. I'm so on time.
You were fucking on time, Ian. You were fucking on time. Ian is always at minimum 4 minutes late, and he was here, and he was ready. He had nipple tassels on and everything. It got too cold while we were trying to fix our technical difficulties. So
you know what I did watch with Adam Strahan today? Strahan? We finished Dead Set. We watched the first episode.
No, I saw you said that. I don't know what that is though.
It's really fucking good. I think you would like it. It was like a UK miniseries. It's only 8 episodes. The first episode's 45 minutes. The rest of them are just 20. And it's about like a Big Brother eviction night, and a zombie apocalypse happens during an eviction night for Big Brother.
I have heard of that. I didn't know that was a movie. I didn't know that was a show. I thought it was a movie.
Zach, I feel like as a Big Brother fan, especially, you would like it because like,
I feel like I probably fucking would.
And they have like the actual, I mean, at the time, the woman who was the host is the host and like dies in the first like 10 minutes of the thing. And I was like, is that woman really the host? And he's like, oh yeah, she was the host at the time. But I feel like that's the shit. Like she probably had fun doing that, right? Like,
yeah, most likely. Are y'all going to cover it for anything?
I don't think so. I don't know.
You should. I mean, you're watching it.
We finished it. We finished it today.
Yeah, you should cover it.
Yeah, but it's from 2008.
Is a fuck. Okay, so I guess anything past 2013, everybody, is just too old for Ian.
Well, I mean, like an 8-episode UK show from 2008. Like I feel like
cover the whole thing. You don't have to do it.
But I mean, like people wouldn't care as much, is what I mean.
Do it for your YouTube. Exclusive YouTube content. Get a couple subscribers.
Right.
He's cool though. I like Adam a lot.
Oh yeah.
I also don't know how to say his name either. I say Strahan, but I'm pretty sure that's not right.
Yeah, I think we're both wrong. I'm sorry, Adam.
He's always gonna be Adam Strahan in my head because I've already decided that.
But yeah, no, we watched the first episode and then we watched the rest of them this afternoon. Yeah, and I just like it was really good. It had the same problem I have with a lot of zombie movies at the end, where like they kind of don't know what to do at the end.
Well, I still want you to watch. I really want you to watch Train to Busan because I really want to talk about that one.
Yeah, no, that's always been a thing I want to watch because that came out like 2 years ago.
I think it might even be on Prime. I don't know, maybe not. But it might be on Prime. So you should go look it up and just see if it's there. What we should also do, and I had an idea, and I want to get everybody's kind of thoughts in the chat. I thought about campfire because can we announce the summer thing we're doing? Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be doing for the rest right after Fear Street. We're gonna be doing summer camp. My Bloody Judy Summer camp, meaning gay. We're gonna be doing My Bloody Judy Summer Camp, and we're just gonna be covering, I don't know, like not exactly campy movies, but anything with a cabin or camp feel setting, something like that. We're going to be doing that for the rest of summer. But I also thought we should do campfire stories too, where we each find like a really spooky, like, I don't know, Reddit story or just some story on the internet that really creeps us out. And we come on here, we set up like it's a campfire. We're sitting around the campfire with all y'all, and we're each going to tell our story. And we're just going to scare everybody in the chat. Everybody just gets scared and spooked. I feel like that'd be fun.
Sure. I did. My friend Jason, that I'm always saying that you two would get along, he used to every October do like spooky scary, and him and I would together, like he would do the same thing. He had everyone send him their favorite Reddit stories, and we'd read them out loud and like then tell our own scary stories. And usually it would
feel like that would be really good. Again, it would go along with the summer camp thing too. And you have a camp. Do you have a campfire? You bought a campfire. A little campfire, tiny campfire.
Yes. So that along with the thing I bought you for your birthday are now, it was pre-ordered for last month, and now the pre-order has been pushed back and it says pre-order July. So I don't know when the fuck that's coming in, but hopefully it comes in.
Well, you know what? I'm happy it's a pre-order because I had a thought in my head, and because I couldn't figure out what it was, but I was like, there was one thing I was going to be really mad if it was. I was like, if it's that fucking Camp Crystal Lake accessory pack, I'm going to be so angry that he got that. I'm going to be so mad.
That wouldn't be a fun present. That's like a thing.
No. That's the only thing I could think of. It's the only thing I could think of. And I was like, you were so stupid, Ian.
Well, actually, so fine. Yours got pushed back to August, and I'm real fucking, yours it says pre-order for August, and mine it says pre-order for July. And I feel like you could probably figure it out from me saying that. But I probably will have to tell you what it is because I'm worried you'll buy it for yourself.
Ooh, well, you can tell me now if you want to, because I do buy a lot of things for myself. I spend a lot of money.
It's the WandaVision Scarlet Witch.
Ooh, the little
Marvel
figure.
Legend. Yeah, the Marvel Legends. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did say that because we look at every time we go to Target, we look for it. So.
I do too, because I'm gonna cancel the pre-order if I can find it, so I can send it to you. But I found a site that had it just slightly more than the regular price. So I was like,
how do you have to pre-order it if it's already out?
Right. That's the annoying thing. I don't understand how this site now has pushed all those Marvel Legends to pre-order for August if they're out. But sometimes that happens.
That's so stupid. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
We just got because I really liked Black Widow the second time we watched it. The first time I was like, I liked it until the finale, and then I was like, whatever. But then yesterday when we rewatched it, I really, really liked it.
I'm surprised you like it so much.
Yeah, we watched we bought the Scarlet or Black Widow hot toy. So that should be in this week, and I'm super stoked about that.
So jealous that you now outranked me with toys. You buy the like better ones.
Well, I had to. So I'm really like I'm very manic with all of the stuff that I buy.
No, not my Zach.
I'm constantly like selling things and like buying new things because I don't know what I want. I was in just for everybody in the chat. I was in a doll buying phase for a little while there, just buying all of them. And now I've decided I like hot toys, and so I'm trying to get those.
Toys are the very expensive Marvel like action figure dolls that I'm like, when I go to Comic-Con, I like am like a child pressed against the glass looking at all of them being like, I wish I could someday afford these and have room for them. And like, we'll like stare at them longingly, but don't get them because I get all the 6-inch figures.
They're very,
and I started this, pretty. I created this monster out of Zach, and now Lucky surpassed me.
He got us an action figure, and so I started buying all the other action figures.
I didn't get you one. I sent you a bunch of Buffy ones.
Yes. Over time. Yes. So I got, what was the first one I got from you? It was the one that you made, you handmade, right?
Yeah. But I think I sent with her a couple other figures, didn't I? Or no?
You did, but I'm pretty sure that was the very first.
Also, I'm making Adam that gift Buffy now.
So good. It's so good. It's so good. I'm like also very jealous of your chosen one that you're gonna be getting. But I'll be happy to see the pictures of it, however it comes out. Yeah, so he sent me a lot of loose ones, which I'm really happy about because I cannot bring myself to open any of these bitches that we bought in packaging. So it was good that you the one because you did send us an Anya Bunny one that's in packaging, and we have not opened it. We will not open it. If I opened it, Alistair might kill me. You're crazy.
You don't open them.
No, we're not going to.
I almost bought you a library set today. Like, it was very close to buying it for you.
320? 320?
Yes.
I saw it. It's already gone. Yes.
I love that you saw that. I was like, oh, but this is a good price for this.
Yes, it's on the Buffy page that we both follow on Facebook. But I did like it. I don't know. I like Hot Toys because they're big. The scale is big enough that you can see details on them and stuff like that. They can do real good details on them. And so I like the Hot Toys. They are just super expensive, so we can't get a bunch of them. But I'm waiting for fucking Padme Amidala. Just want a Padme. I want them to put a Padme out.
All right.
Yeah, but
I had the only Star Wars that I still have. I have a Rey in her outfit from, I think, the last movie, because I like that, like her Jedi outfit. Leia from the first movie, and that's it. Oh, and the one you don't like, Admiral Holdo, the Laura Dern in the purple dress. Those are the only three that I have.
Oh, I don't like her. I don't like Rey either. But I got a Hot Toys Rey because I had FOMO. And I just got it because everybody was getting a yellow lightsaber with it. And I was like, fuck, I want a yellow lightsaber toy. So I got it. And now it's not even shipping out. And then Captain Marvel got pushed back all the way to November. Lesbian haircut Captain Marvel.
Marvel Legends is coming out in September of her. If it's a 2-pack of her and Pepper. And I'm very excited.
So stupid. I don't even like her that much to wait till November.
I know. I was going to say, you fake fan.
I don't know. I'm gonna cancel her damn order.
I love her.
But yes. What were you saying? No, go ahead.
I was gonna get us more off subject. Continue.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out now. We thank you guys, and I'll keep you on so that we can talk a little bit after this. But I thank you guys all so much for coming into this chat. Next time is gonna be better. I think I'm gonna go buy a router and put it back here and see if that'll work. Okay. It's just expensive. So I'm gonna go do that. And what is the next one? 1666.
So we'll be back next Monday to talk about 1666 because we are completing the trilogy.
Yeah. What if we just don't do the last one? Just don't do that one.
No thanks.
But yes, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us for this hour. It was really fun, and we're glad. We hope everybody liked the movie, and hope you guys like the next one as well. Any final words, Ian?
This is my final word.
It's just take a long. I'm already finished with everything. I can't be that. Okay. I don't even know how to stop this, but yes, here we go. Okay. Good night.
Oh my God, you froze saying goodbye.
You still me?
Oh, there you are.